Hello, and welcome back to this episode of Best in the Biz, the pod talking business with CNA entrepreneurs. Today, I'm with Sharon Evans of SEVA Meditation. Thank you, Sharon, for being here.
My absolute pleasure.
Yeah, how's it going?
10 out of 10.
Hey, good stuff, good stuff.
Yeah.
And the drive was good? It's a bit of a wintry drive out there.
Beautiful day for driving. Sunny. A little bit of snow now out there, but
Yep.
It's beautiful.
Awesome, fantastic. So to get started, tell us a little bit about your business and how it all got started.
Well, here we go. That's a loaded question.
It is, right off the bat, too.
So, I was always a prayerful person. So it started the stillness journey and becoming still. So when you went to school when you were very young, I don't know if this is your experience or not, but we had a lot of energy as children, right?
Of course.
So Miss would say, okay, everybody heads on the desk. Miss needed a break. So if it wasn't those moments of stillness, I guess we wouldn't have stopped at all. So from those moments, and then from saying our prayers as children, and being raised in a prayerful environment where stillness was encouraged, even though I resisted every moment, I guess that's what expanded in me. And I went on and on about my life like most people do. Got educated, found the handsome husband, and had my family. But there always seemed to be something more that I always aspired to or I was searching for. It's almost like a missing piece of a puzzle. And it used to feel really familiar when I would be still. Almost like, I think I've slipped into something here. I think I found a golden nugget. So I began to get curious about meditation and mindfulness.
Yep.
And Oprah was having a live class in Toronto.
Oh, yeah.
And she was, after she gave up her full-time day show. So myself and a few friends flew off to Toronto, just girls' weekend, going to see Oprah live.
Yeah.
Intimate conversation with Oprah and 8,800 others. So when we get there, 8,800 people trying to get into the Rogers Centre, I said, oh my gracious, we're going to miss Oprah by the time we get to our seats. So we were all scattered about. We weren't sat together, which was a good thing. We were disappointed in the beginning, but that became evident as the session went on.
Yeah.
When I got there was this East Indian up speaking to the crowd.
Yeah.
And I said, thank God I didn't miss anything. Thought I was going to miss Oprah.
Yeah.
So I sat down and learned this gentleman's name was Deepak Chopra. So he began to speak and I began to listen because I never had distractions from my buddies, see? They were all set.
Yeah.
So I had to listen. And he started speaking of meditation and mindfulness, the pathway to peace, yada, yada, yada. And I said, oh my gracious. I said, this guy knows exactly what I know. The secret to life is in stillness.
Yeah.
The secret to a happy, joyful, health, and well life is found in that space.
For sure.
So everything else was a blur about that day. I was so captivated with Deepak Chopra. So then I Googled his information, got hooked up with his classes and some of his challenges. He had meditation challenges, 21-day meditation challenges.
Okay.
And the Coles Notes version is, next thing I know, I'm quitting my day job. I'm enrolled at the Chopra Center University, and I'm doing my teacher's training.
Ah,
for
very cool.
primordial sound meditation.
Wow.
So I'm moving fast, and there's a lot of things in there that aren't included, but that's the Coles Notes version.
Hey, good stuff. That's very cool. It seems like you leaped in there with,
Jumped in.
Yeah, with both feet on the ground, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So in your early days, what did you study at CNA? Kind of wrapping it back here.
Oh, wow. And you're talking early days, because I graduated in 1980, and I was 16. So I was going to take a year off and do some traveling, you see?
Ah, very cool.
So my dad picked me up from high school, myself and another student.
Yeah.
And next thing I know, we're outside, I don't know what, I think it was called the vocational school at the time.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, why are we here? Why are we parked here? He said, you're going in there now and you're going to put your application in for the fall. And I said, nope, not happening. I said, I'm taking a year off. I said, we're going to do some travel. And he said, get in there, put your application in. He said, you haven't got 2 nickels to rub together. You're 16, you're going to school. And I said, well, what am I going to take? What am I going to do? He said, I don't care. He said, you do accounting, you do secretarial, you do business.
Yeah.
But he said, you're not being nothing. So I went in and I applied for the business administration program. So it was 2 years.
Yep.
The first year was offered in Cornerbrook.
Okay.
And the second year, I was interested in the medical side of it, the terminology side of it.
Yeah.
So the second year was in Stephenville.
Ah, very cool.
I loved Stephenville. My first time out on my own, I stayed at the campus.
Ah, no way.
Oh, in residence. It was one of my best experiences
That's
of
awesome.
my youth.
Yeah, no,
So I loved it.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
It really gave me great preparation, even though I didn't realize it at the time.
Yeah, big time. If you did business, and it certainly ties right in. And that's still one of our most popular programs. Is one of the business programs. So it's great.
It's
to hear.
a good foundation for anything that you do in your life.
Yeah.
It teaches you the nuts and bolts
Yep.
of running a business or running your life, actually.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
what we hear from a lot of the alumni. A lot of the folks we had on the podcast have been business alumni, and they all say the same thing. So it's great to hear.
Very grateful.
Yeah. So bringing it back to, I guess, the business side of things, you're operating on the West Coast here, Pasadena, correct?
I live in Pasadena, yeah.
Yep. So how has that kind of influenced your business? Do you think it's had a lot of advantages, disadvantages? What do you think?
Well, I look at everything that happens in business or in life as an advantage.
Yep.
It depends on your perception of things,
it's a good,
right?
good perception, yeah.
So anything that's happening that I try and doesn't work out, what we label that didn't work out, that turned to crap fast, whatever it is I'm labeling, it's a lesson for me. So I'm not going to do that again.
That's right.
So, you know, there was a lot of things I tried. There's a lot of things that I attempted to offer or whatnot. So you have to give people what they want. You have to meet people where they are.
Yep.
And it's a known fact that statistics on my business and the people who work in my field, meditation and mindfulness, that, you know, it's not an easy task.
Definitely
95% of the population are very unaware and very much attached to the thinking brain, the thinking mind, and they think that's all there is. They think that's all there is. So once you start introducing another way of being, they have an opportunity then to accept it or resist it. So I meet a lot of resistance and a lot of false perceptions around the word meditation, because it's only a word.
Yeah.
You're connecting to your true self, which is stillness.
Yeah.
Everything else we've generated, we've created by ourselves. Your body is the accumulation of food.
That's right, yeah.
The intellect, accumulation of memory.
Yep.
All the intellect, all the studies and all the papers you've done and the learning
Yep.
and the conditioning.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But the stillness, that space that's the same in everybody, the consciousness, that's the same space in everybody. That's what you're connecting to, and that's what's expanding in you. That's where happiness is. That's where joy is. That's where bliss is. And the more you spend time with that, the more you become that.
Yeah, very good, very good.
It is very good.
Yeah, it seems like I definitely need to work on something like that for sure.
Yeah.
No doubt about that.
Good stuff.
So talking about your business again, what are some of the key services and offerings that you provide?
Well, the number one thing that I spent my time doing is introducing people to the concept of what meditation is. And gently.
Okay.
And I got to say, I've evolved. Because I had my own idea of how this was going to look.
Yep.
And it's
That's
100%
changed,
opposite.
Yeah, it usually does.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I used to show up on my first gig with my traveling desk.
Yep.
Right? And all my notes.
Yep.
Very professional and trying to be a meditation teacher. And then after 6 or 8 months of that, I said, shag this.
Yeah, enough of that.
I got to be me.
Yeah.
I'm here to show you what this looks like.
Yep.
And that ain't it.
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, I've evolved and I meet people where they are.
Okay.
It has a lot of great health benefits.
Yep.
You don't have to believe in meditation or in stillness for it to work. You can feel this is a total pile of crap. But if you practice, you will 100% receive the benefits.
Yeah, definitely.
You will immediately slip into a state of restful alertness. Your physiology relaxes, the breathing slows, the heart rate slows.
Yep.
And over time, you just accept, my gosh, I'm actually a perfect human being.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. So in talking about your services there, you talked about like kind of meeting people where they're at. Is that like kind of one-on-one sessions? Is that group sessions? I saw a couple things on your Facebook because I know you have a pretty active Facebook page there.
Yeah.
Talking about like going to Pasadena Beach and doing group sessions and things like that. That seems to be quite the hit.
Pasadena Beach is fabulous.
Yeah.
That's just a casual thing. So I meditate every evening anyway. So I'm at the beach and I say, why not? So people just show up with their lawn chairs or their beach towels.
Yep.
And we do sunset guided meditations.
Ah, very nice.
And we've incorporated a little bit of fun. You know, we probably have a little dance or a little conversation.
Yep.
And I always do a little meditation talk.
Nice.
So I do that all summer long.
Okay.
From May until September. I resist giving it up in September because I love it.
I would say, yeah.
And then I do group sessions. I do one-on-one.
Okay.
I offer sessions to seniors, children.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I do sessions for people who are grieving because it's all the same path.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, you're leading people back to the true self, and that's where healing is found.
Yeah, for sure.
The only way out is in.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's a quote right there.
It is.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
we're going to be taking that one for sure.
Yeah, you are because and you know it's not mine, but when I said it, then I noticed somebody else had coined it. A Sadhguru had coined it, and I said, you know what? If one of my mentors knows this and I know this, everybody should know this.
Yeah, it is a good saying and good phrase for sure.
Yeah.
So when you talked about different clients and things like that, you know, I could see the benefits in, you know, children, things like that, especially these days and age.
Anxiety is so huge with the youth.
Yeah. And even, you know, retirement as well, when people are kind of just sitting there after working for the past 30, 40 years, just, you know, what do we do next, right? Yeah. So I could see this being a benefit to pretty much every stage of your life, especially in business leaders today too. So, you know, running a business, super fast-paced environment, how do you kind of, you know, intertwine that with business leaders, and how do you do it yourself?
Well, the practice allows me to accept whatever comes. So wherever I place myself, in the morning, after my meditation, I just ask the universe, I ask the Creator, where will you have me go? What will you have me do? What will you have me say? And to who? And I go on from there. And some people are open to receiving. Yep. But I find I'm always in the place I'm supposed to be as long as I'm guided by this space of love and compassion. Yep. And it all starts with me.
Yeah, yeah.
I cannot give to anybody else what I don't have myself.
Yeah, 100%. I completely agree with that. So looking ahead, we talked a bit before the show, about, you know, future plans, receiving meditation, things like that. Would you want to share some future plans with us?
Well, you mentioned that word retirement. Mm-hmm. I don't ever foresee that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of people get caught up and get hung up. Yeah. On the whole premise, retirement, and they get stuck in their head over. Yeah, definitely. Right? Over that word. Just like they do over meditation. It's a word. Yep. So I always, for the future, for SEVA meditation, I can always envision myself, when I die, I'm probably going to be leading a meditation. And I'm probably going to be around 133. 133. Then I'll retire. Good age. Yeah, good age, isn't it? Yeah. And I hope I look the same. But awesome. Next 2025, I'll be celebrating my 10th anniversary for teaching meditation. I graduated from Chopra Center University in California. Yep. I came back, July 1st, Canada Day, 2015. I arrived back in Canada, but I graduated on the end of June. But anyways, and I immediately went into teaching meditation right away. That's awesome. Yeah, 10 years. So there's going to be a lot of fun things happening in 2025 surrounding SEVA meditation, a lot of different things. Yeah, 10-year anniversary. Yep, it's huge. Special events. Yeah, no, that's fantastic. Yeah. It's a big achievement. It is, yes. For sure. Yeah. So talking about achievements, what would you say your most successful business moment, or, you know, not even most successful business moment, but moment you look back on and you say, okay, I really enjoyed that with the business? Oh, wow. Well, I've got to say, this is an extraordinary moment. There's no one moment that knocks out the other one, if that makes sense to you. Yeah, it does. Because every moment is a gift. And we can tell ourselves that, or we can tell ourselves, I like that better. It's like weather. Someone says, oh God, winter's coming. So you keep telling yourself that, now I'm not a winter person. I hate winter.
That's so true,
Oh God, this is gross. Or you can say, just look at the trees. When I drove out this morning, just look how beautiful it is.
Yeah.
And then I'm in a space where I'm loving and I'm loving everything. It's the best moment ever.
Yeah, for sure.
So this is the very best moment right now. And it gets better and better. My retreats that I offer twice a year. I offer a retreat in May at the Ski Chalet in Pasadena.
Okay.
It's a 2-day event.
Very nice.
And I offer a 1-day in November. They have to be the ice cream.
Yeah,
Because I love ice cream. They have to be the ice cream. Because there's so much togetherness.
Yeah.
And there's so much openness. And there's so much sharing. And there's so much transformation that occurs. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. This is my life's work, to transform myself, to become so transparent. I'll be like a poof. And then to share that with everybody else so that you can enjoy every moment too.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh, it's a good way to live for sure.
And you don't have to wait till you're my age to get this. Start young.
There you go.
Right, the little ones, start young.
Yeah, well, that's so important. Like you said, working with those young kids, they're going to get some life skills for the rest of their lives, and they can build on that.
Yeah.
So it's really nice to see. Next question: what advice would you give an aspiring entrepreneur? Been in the business for 10 years now, so
yeah. Well, I have to say I had a really good start. I had a really good support. I had support from my spouse, who I kind of bossed around a little bit, but still, we call that support.
There you go.
Especially when it comes to the finances, right? I said, I need this much money. He said, what? And I'm sure I heard him say, go ahead. But he says, no, I didn't say go ahead. He said, I'll talk about it when I get home. But anyways, I had really good support there.
Yeah.
And I have a great support in my friends and a great bunch of colleagues who kind of guide me too. And then there's like College of the North Atlantic. There's always webinars and seminars and sessions and networking. And there's a group of entrepreneurs, Newfoundland and Labrador Opportunity for Women Entrepreneurs. That's where I got my start as a woman-led business. And found some great financial assistance there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's the support you need. Yeah,
and
keep reaching out. Keep reaching out.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we hear from a lot of our guests as well. Actually, our last season was all about Enlow. We were set up at the Enlow event in St. John's, and we interviewed. Oh my God, I can't remember the number, but it was between 12 and 15. Yeah, we had some great episodes.
I used to be on the board, so I just finished last year. I was on the board for a few years. 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, that's awesome. Great organization, like you said, and has some great contacts and great resources to avail of.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's trainings too, like you can take advantage of training and that your business needs. Because you got, like for my business, I have a huge staff, me. So nothing gets outsourced. I don't outsource one thing. I have learned through Enlow and through other organizations. There's another organization too that did a lot of great training. But anyways, I can't think of it off the top of my head. Techno tutors.
Oh yeah, Tech tutors.
So and that's just two that comes to my mind.
Yeah, Tech NL.
But I had to learn MailChimp. I had to learn Canva. I had to learn. So I do everything. So I don't outsource a thing.
That's
everything
great,
is me. Every email, every newsletter, every photograph, everything. So yeah.
Yeah, and like you said, a lot of small businesses are the same way.
Yeah.
It's a one-man show or one-man operation kind of thing.
Yeah. But what I love the best about all of it is that it affords me to do what I am passionate about.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is sit in stillness with other people and guide them to that space where healing is. Total healing is found there. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great. So that's all the questions I had. So it was a good conversation here today. The last thing I always do is, would you like to share your socials so the audience can find you?
Well, I'm on every platform, I think.
There's always a new one.
If there's a new one, let me know, please. So it's sevameditation@gmail.com. That's my email. Facebook, Seva Meditation. So it's all Seva. LinkedIn, same thing.
Okay.
Instagram, same thing.
Same thing. Website, same thing.
Website, www.sevameditation.com.
Perfect.
And I do all that too. I had somebody put the website together
Yep.
and whatnot, and they do help me a lot when I, crash things and whatever I do. But yeah, so I oversee all that too.
That's awesome.
It is.
That's awesome.
I'm blessed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can do it all, which is great. It's a lot of needed skills
Yeah.
if you're looking to run a business.
And it keeps you young.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
Yeah, it keeps you up to date with
when
everything.
I walk by a mirror, I look and I say, "Oh my God, who's that old lady?" I said, "Geez, that's me." I thought I was still like in my 30s, but I'm not. I'm 61. But I don't feel that.
Yeah.
So it keeps the energy, the life in you. So retirement, if it's going to lessen you, make you less, make you suffer or stress, don't do it.
Keep going. Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah, no, that's great.
Keep the energy high.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, keep vibrating high.
Yeah, that's awesome. So that's a wrap for today's episode. Thanks again for coming out and being on the podcast.
Thank you, Ian. I really appreciate it. It was great meeting you today.
Yeah, great meeting you too. From meditation to entrepreneurship, Sharon offered these insights to guide you. Number 1, be true to you. Sharon emphasizes the importance of authenticity. She initially approached her business in a formal, professional manner, but realized that being herself was far more impactful. This shift allowed her to connect deeply with her clients and align her work with her values. Number 2, mindset matters. Your perception affects the way you face challenges, both in life and business. Sharon views every experience, whether it appears as a success or failure, as a lesson rather than a setback. This mindset fosters resilience and growth. And number 3, trust the process. Sharon's journey into meditation and mindfulness was unplanned yet transformative. From attending an event with Oprah and Deepak Chopra to quitting her job and enrolling in training, Sharon embraced the unfolding path. She trusted that as long as she stayed connected to her true self and her practice, she would be guided to where she needed to be. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share Best in the Biz.